On the newsroom, we just heard Shabnam Lone, activist and lawyer from Kashmir, call these extremists, these stone pelters, foolish youth. Well, this romanticism needs to end, because I'm bringing you now part 3 of this hard-hitting, clinching India Today expose, Operation Stone Pelters, in which you will listen to the stone pelters themselves talk about how they've been throwing petrol bombs on army vehicles and how, because of their bomb, 2 policemen burnt to death. Are these foolish youth? Will we still call them misguided? Or has the time come for this narrative to change forever? Sit back and watch as we bring you now part 3 of this India Today investigation.
Watch out. If you still are calling them Kashmir's misguided youth, India Today's explosive investigation has laid bare brutal assaults carried out by some of these stone pelters. At an undisclosed address in Baramulla, Zakir Ahmed Bhatt, a professional stone pelter and bomb maker, lists out his deadly attacks quite proudly.
सीमटपुर पे हमने एक पेट्रोल पंप लगाया था गाड़ी को, उसमें 2 बंदे जल गए थे पूरी।
कहाँ पर?
सीमटपुर पे।
कब लगाया था?
ये 2014 का वाक़ा है।
आपने लगाया?
गुरु साहब के पास बाद।
किसके?
अफजल गुरु साहब के बाद, शहीद अफजल।
अच्छा। आपने खुद लगाया था पेट्रोल पंप?
किसी ने नहीं।
आपने लगाया था? 2 लोग जल गए थे उसमें पूरा?
2 लोग जल गए थे।
आर्मी के?
पुलिस के।
A startling confession on camera. Bombing a bridge, burning 2 policemen alive. For this stone pelter, the executed parliament attack convict Afzal Guru is a shaheed, a martyr. Next is Mushtaq Veeri. Wanted for violent stone pelting, hear him disclosing his track record in attacking army and police jawans.
कितने फौजियों को, कितने पुलिस वालों को, कितने एमएलए मिनिस्टर्स को आपने घायल कर दिया अपनी पत्थरबाजी से?
कम से कम 30-35 तो होगा।
30-35 आर्मी के लोग घायल कर दिया आपने?
हाँ हुए हैं। केस एक बार खाया 6.5 महीने, 6.5 महीने तक मैं बंद था
जेल में?
हाँ जेल।
कौन सी जेल में?
हाँ यहाँ पे सब जेल, बारामूला का बना।
कब, किस साल में?
ये 2012 की, हाँ मई जून में था।
A man with a history of subverting peace in Jammu and Kashmir, Veeri remains a hardened attacker despite his imprisonment. Wasim Ahmed Khan belongs to the same league. Listen in to what he has to say.
किन लोगों पे स्टोन पेल्टिंग की है आपने? हमने फॉरेस्ट पे स्टोन पेल्टिंग की है, और की है, और एमएलए पे, एमएलए की गाड़ियों पे, मिनिस्टर वगैरह जो उनके सपोर्टर होते हैं उनके साथ में जेल भी गए। कब? 2009 में। अच्छा। कितने टाइम पे? 1 साल की। गाड़ियाँ भी जलाते हैं। गाड़ी जला चुके हैं? हाँ गाड़ियाँ भी तोड़ फोड़ की है, उलट रही है गाड़ियाँ। सरकारी आर्मी की दोनों? आर्मी, पुलिस की, आर्मी की और मिनिस्टर्स की।
Murderous assaults on public representatives and security forces, destroying government property. Aren't these acts associated with outlawed Islamist and Maoist groups? If yes, wouldn't it then be fair to equate such stone pelters in Kashmir with terrorists? Jamshed Khan and Sushant Pathak for India Today's special investigation team.
That is now the real question. Should those extremists who are coming out pelting stones again and again. You just heard one of them say that he was in jail in 2012, that he's thrown bombs that burnt vehicles. He says up to 24 police personnel were injured in that attack. Why should people like him not be treated as terrorists? Sambit Patra, you think the time has come for clamping down hard? Because if this man had been in jail in 2012, 4 of them have FIRs against them. They go into jail, come out after a short while and go back to doing exactly what they were doing earlier. The approach needs to change. That's the only way you clamp down on them.
Definitely. Not only the time has come to deal with them differently, but rather I would say the message also has been delivered by none other than the army chief. That day we could see the anger on the face of the army chief. And what did the army chief say? The army chief said that the army does not fight with sticks, does not just wield sticks. उनके पास बंदूक होता है, they have weapons and they are warning. He said that we are warning them, we are forewarning them, please don't come in the way of a surgency operation. Don't come in the way when the army is fighting with a terrorist. And if you continue to come in the way, then we are going to take action, we are not going to leave you. That was the last message, and the message is working on the ground. Rashid Engineer is over here, Shabnam Lone is over here. Shabnam Lone talks about a summer of content in Jammu and Kashmir. How do you get a summer of content? Summer of content is there only when you have the right content. When jihad is the content, you can never be content. When the rightful content of growth, development and progress is looked after, only then you have summer of content.
Absolutely.
And Shabnam Lone's justification is there is anger and frustration among the youth. That's the reason as to why they throw stones. For that I would say, if this be the reason, if this be the logic, then Kashmiri Pandits would have been throwing Mount Everest. If anger and frustration is the reason for pelting stones, then across the country there would be a number of people. The farmers would be throwing stones.
No.
So what is the point? What is the point? You want freedom?
It is a journey of many
Kashmir is part of India.
Plus this. Gentlemen.
No, what is the political complexity? Can you articulate that? Can you articulate your demand?
If you so desire, now please, if you so desire, Rahul Kawal, you and the other learned panelists, if you feel that raining bullets on Kashmiris and the army will go every day to the villages and kill these protesters, kindly do that. What can...
No, but Shabnam, that's not what we are saying. Miss Lone, that's not what we are saying. There are people like Zakir Ahmad Bhatt, Farooq Ahmad Lone, Wasim Ahmad Khan, Mushtaq Weeri, Ibrahim Khan, who've been exposed. They're on camera admitting their crimes. My question is, why should they not be treated as terrorists? Why do you and Engineer Rashid keep trying the same tactic? You're making it seem as if the army wants to hunt down every Kashmiri. They don't. But why should those who are being paid money not be attacked? Why should they not be targeted? Are you prepared to concede that if the army goes after the 5 people we've exposed, you will accept that? You will welcome that?
Development. Now listen to me. I am most saddened by this development that the army and the civilians of Jammu and Kashmir now have come for a head-to-head combat. Believe me, I'm telling you one thing. In the village areas, one army commandant has done a fantastic job of an entire government at times. They have been very kind to the villagers on the peripheries. I'm not saying that everything about the Indian army is wrong or is unjustified. There have been many instances where the army has come to the aid of the common Kashmiri. Why I am sad? The army has been brought to a state where they are actually fighting the political debris left behind by the
This is a total exaggeration, a misrepresentation of what's going on. General Bakshi, it is wrong for Shabnam Lone and Engineer Rashid to say that the army thinks of all Kashmiris as terrorists. That is absolutely not the truth. People who are in jail at one time, coming out, doing the same thing, they need to be isolated, they need to be targeted. You know, this whole business of spinning everyone as a villain is not correct. That's not what we're hoping to do. That's not what the Indian Army is hoping to do either. General Bakshi?
Absolutely. Rahul, the fact of the matter is the center of gravity of the Indian Army operations is, yes, Rahul, what I'm saying is that the center of gravity of our operations is the hearts and minds of the Kashmiri population. Information flows to us only if the civilian population is with us. It is a handful of these people. It is these agent provocateurs who enter the crowds, who incite the violence, the stone pelting, the hurling of petrol bombs, the killing of our security forces personnel. These are legitimate counter-terrorist operations which get interfered with. And I'd also like to point out one very sad fact, Rahul, and that fact is I have been in Kashmir over the years. I was there in the decade of the 90s. I was there in the decade, or the first decade of this century. And the difference that I notice is there has been a gradual Wahhabization of the valley, a complete ghettoization of the valley, a radicalization of the discourse. The Sufi syncretic culture has been destroyed and replaced by this rabidly communal culture which induces the youth to pelt stones. And you heard that man, the replacement of Burhan Wani, call this a jihad. He has said it is your religious duty. He has said that he wants to establish a caliphate. What more proof do we need?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, General Bakshi, that the handful of, or the dozens of extremists who are throwing these Molotov cocktails, they're the ones who need to be isolated, RSN Singh. You know, it's totally wrong to suggest that the army is anti-Kashmir or they're going after all Kashmiris. The right elements, the extremists need to be isolated. They're the ones who need to be taken down. Then the army will not have this problem. They're the ones who try and aggravate the situation. RSN Singh.
Rahul, I have served in the army, I have served in that area, and let me tell you, I won't have tolerated even one stone. My soldiers, I mean, the Indian Army soldiers are not there to take stones, right? Let's be very clear about it. And I have absolutely no doubts about it. But what General Bakshi has said, he is absolutely right. You know, the state of J&K could have been a model for, religious coexistence, where you have, such a vast area, Buddhists living in such a vast area, maybe 10 times more than the size of Kashmir Valley. Then you have the Hindus, living in 11% of the area, and the Muslims living in the 7% of the valley, that is 7%. It could have been model. But it is this ghettoization, this Wahhabization, that I don't think that there's some of these pelters would have never seen a Buddhist in their life, for all you know. For all you know, they would have never seen a Hindu in their life.
Engineer Rashid, is how this problem needs to be addressed. Isolate the extremists, target the extremists, don't send a message.
Hindu Rashtra syndrome.
One second, Shabnam. No one's talking about Hindu Rashtra. Come on. No one is talking about Hindu Rashtra. We're talking about terrorism. We're talking about those who are picking up Molotov cocktails, petrol bombs, targeting our security forces. Surely going after them is legitimate anti-terror operations. Yes, Engineer Rashid, you must.
Will you allow me to say something?
Go ahead.
Yeah, first I will like to request General Bakshi and R.K. Singh that for God's sake don't try to divide us on sectarian lines. Who are you to give us sermons on religion? Please don't bring religion in between. And let me tell you one thing, General Bakshi has been claiming, yes, rightly so, he has served in Kashmir in early 90s. इसको आप कहिए दिल पे हाथ रख के बता दें कि आप फौज हमसे जबरी बेगार नहीं लेती थी. मैंने खुद 400 दिन फौज के साथ जबरी बेगार दिए. You were not paid even a penny. We were humiliated. You have done worse to us. What even Nazis have not done to anybody. For God's sake, mend your ways, and you are blaming everything on us. And see, talk about authenticity of your video clip. You say that it took us days to videograph this thing, but you are doing everything in only one room. Every one of you, those 5 so-called student pelters, they are sitting in a room. There is only one room, and it has not taken you. It has taken just you 10 minutes. I am not doubting your integrity, but
one
somebody
second.
has
This is not taken 10 minutes. This is a 3-week-long investigation, Engineer Rashid. This is not taken 3 minutes, okay? It's 1 second. Let General G.D. Bakshi respond. Engineer Rashid, you will not be able to get away with this. Let General Bakshi respond.
Rashid, 4.5 lakh Kashmiri Pandits thrown out of the valley. If that is not a communal act, what else is? When we tried to send the Kashmiri Pandit back, they were massacred. If that is not a communal act, for God's sake, you tell me what is. And when you say, Pakistan se rishta kya, la ilaha illallah, are you not appealing to communist sentiments? Don't stones get pelted in riots? Any riot takes place anywhere in India, petrol bombs are hurled, people are prepared to kill and be killed, and you want to dignify this by calling it a freedom struggle? Don't fool us. You can fool some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but Rashid, you cannot fool all the people all the time.
Absolutely, and let that be the last word on this broadcast. This is a story we put out for the first time. There's a lot of... No, 1 second, I'm out of time.
General Bakshi sir, can I come in?
Shabnam Lone, only 10 seconds, I'm out of time.
Mehbooba Mufti said that the Indian army indulged in begar. Please, sir, this is for General Bakshi sir. Sir, it was Mehbooba Mufti who made a statement that it was the Indian army that indulged in begar, and I was the one who got those boys free. Sir, it is on tape. I have a copy of that. I will send it to you, sir. The Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir said...
No, 1 second. You know, she should realize, Shabnam Loon should also realize it's the same locals in Jammu and Kashmir who are giving army intelligence about where terrorists are. That's the truth about Kashmir. Shabnam Loon and Engineer Rashid need to understand. I'm sorry. 1 second. Time out. I can't have 5 guests speaking at the same time. This is not the way I like to run debates. Turn all those faders down. I want final words from Sambit Patra. We'll be tracking the story all through tomorrow. There will be more opportunity to speak. Right now, 20 seconds, Sambit Patra, make your final comments.
See, first and foremost, one thing has to be extremely clear. It is not fight against Kashmiris or Kashmir. Remember, only a handful of people in Kashmir are stone pelters, or in fact they're acting as proxies of Pakistan. 70% or more of Kashmiris, in fact, they have come out and they have voted despite the fact that the separatists had given a boycott call for Indian election. And remember, the section which has communalized Kashmir, particularly Burhan Wani and the likes, recently in the video had said that we have to fight against the Kafir Indian army. For them, the Indian army may be Kafir, but for us, it is the most Kabil Indian army. Remember, no one can defeat a Kabil army, so please don't live in the la-la land thinking that you can defeat our army and the sentiments of millions of Indians.
This is a story we'll track all through tomorrow. We want to seek reactions from Mehbooba Mufti, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. We want reactions also from Omar Abdullah, Farooq Abdullah. They've been speaking in support of some of these youngsters. I want to listen especially to what Farooq Abdullah now has to say. We'll also get reactions from the union government. We're hoping to get Jitendra Singh, Ram Madhav and several others all through the day tomorrow. We'll be getting you reactions to this big India Today expose. Operation Stone Pelters. Gaurav and Padmaja will have more on this on their broadcasts tomorrow evening. Do watch our coverage all through the day. I want to thank our guests for joining us. And all I wish to say in conclusion is this. It is not our case at all that all Kashmiris, all Stone Pelters are extremists or hardliners. But those who are being paid money, those who've been exposed as accepting money every single day to lob Molotov cocktails, to throw petrol bombs, to throw stones, they're the ones who try and fan the flames. No mercy needs to be shown. They need to be tackled in the same fashion as you tackle a terrorist. That is the only way to deal with them. You bring them down, the situation will start coming under control. We cannot allow them to run riot. We will continue following Operation Stone Pelters tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. News and updates will continue on the other side.